Welcome to the Level Up Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, John, and it is Super Bowl weekend. So we're about to get into some Super Bowl talk. We got Super Bowl 60 on tomorrow at 3:30 Pacific time. And from where you are, I don't know what the time is there, but I just know it's early out here on the West Coast. But man, we got a big matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. So we're gonna get right into it. And so the first question, weekends like this, guys, the first question I want to know is what are you going to be eating to start the Super Bowl off and in between the game itself? I'm gonna just go around the area right now. I go to CJ, then I go to West, and I go to James. What you gonna be eating, man, for the game?
And obviously, we're gonna get some of them wings. Now, whose wings is gonna be? It's gonna be Publix. I'm gonna get some wings from Publix, and the Mardi, what is it? They got the Mardi Gras baked wings. And they're gonna be hitting on, and then
Okay.
I may make some. What's those sliders? The honey, the Hawaiian bread sliders and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I may make those too.
Okay. Gotcha. Wes, what you got, man? What you gonna be eating?
Nice. For me, it's you gotta have the little pigs in the blanket and the
Okay.
rotel dip. That's a must. That's a must. And then probably when it hits halftime, I'll be looking at doing the uh, jalapeno wrapped jalapenos, cream cheese. That's the way to go. That's for me.
Okay. James, what you got on your end, man? What y'all got uh down your way? What you probably gonna be having for food?
Oh, for me, we're gonna have some chicken wings, some pulled pork sliders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. My wife is doing the cooking, but that's the two things I was privy to. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I think everybody's about on the same page, man. For me, it's gonna be pizza, it's gonna be wings, maybe some cheese sticks, some type of dessert, of course. I already got the little Super Bowl deal they had with Krispy Kreme
Perfect.
already.
Thank you.
They got a Krispy Kreme deal in place. So I went and got 2 dozen donuts today
Thank
already.
you.
So we've already been tagging those. So that's pretty much what we got going on our end. And so one of the next questions I want to ask you guys in regards to the Super Bowl is it's the halftime show. And the question is, will you be watching the halftime show tomorrow? Because you got the options of Kid Rock, Bad Bunny, or neither. Uh, James, are you gonna be watching the halftime show, man, or you gonna be getting back to some food?
Uh, Look, funny thing is, I never watched the halftime show. Like, except if I'm watching the game, the halftime show's on. Yeah, I'll go ahead and watch it, especially if it's some good people that I know. But I don't even know who whatever Bunny is. I don't know them folks, so I won't be listening. I won't be watching. But if I'm in front of the TV at that time, yeah, because I'm gonna be glued onto the TV watching the game anyway. So it's just by happenstance. I just watch any halftime if it's on it. But that's my time to probably take a break and get up and stretch anyway.
Gotcha, gotcha. Wes, what about you, man? Will you be watching the halftime show?
It'll be on in the background, but I'm gonna be snacking. That's my time to eat right there.
Okay, okay. What about you, CJ?
I'm going with neither. Big neither. I mean, I'm a flip. As soon as I see it's on the halftime show, I might get some music, reload up on food and stuff. But yeah, it definitely neither Kid Rock nor Bad Bunny will be rocked up in here.
Okay, so I think mine's about the same. I'm gonna have it on. I'm not gonna change channel. I may turn it down just a little bit just to see who's there. If they go to the side, show some of the famous people that are there at the halftime. Maybe he brings a special guest. I don't really know nothing about Bad Bunny other than he was on what's the movie with Brad Pitt on the train, Bullet Train. I remember seeing him on that. That's about it. That's all I know
Yeah,
about
he
Bad Bunny.
he was on the newest Happy Gilmore 2 one as well. He was
Okay,
the
okay.
cat.
So he was on that as well. Okay. Well, man, that's the only thing I know him from. I don't really haven't listened to him like that. So it's probably gonna be I'll have it on, but I probably won't be watching either with CJ. So but anyway, I just thought it was interesting to see who's gonna be listening in on that especially with Batman. It's a lot of controversial talk about that. But let's get into the game. All right. So tomorrow, you have the New England Patriots, you have the Seattle Seahawks. They got some similarities. They got two quarterbacks, first time being in the Super Bowl, two new head coaches that have never been in the Super Bowl. So the first question we got for that is, what key matchup are you watching most between both teams that will determine the winner? Wes, I'll start with you. I'll make my way back to CJ and then to James.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to be watching is going to be the battle of the OCs between Clint Kubiak and Josh McDaniels.
Okay.
Kubiak's been in the, for OC for about 12 years now, and Josh McDaniels been in the league for a while, but this is going to be his 10th Super Bowl appearance. So I'd like to see what they have going on. Trying to play chess between those defenses. That's going to be what I'm watching. I think it's ultimately going to come down to the special teams, though, and I think that's going to be the Seahawks forte there with Jay Harbaugh.
Okay. CJ, what you got for that, man? What key matchup are you interested in watching?
Um, Key matchups. The key matchups. It's definitely going to be a question of quarterbacks for sure. Because you got a second year quarterback, and then you got a journeyman that's coming back to make a statement for itself.
Hmm.
So it's going to come down to who's going to make the smart play, make the smart decisions. Like Wes was talking about offensive coordinators. What's the game plan, and how are you going to make your quarterback look the best that he can be? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
because like you said, you got Darnold. Sam came from an electrifying Vikings offense to almost playing based off of numbers, playing like a Russell Wilson type character in the when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
So Seahawks are winning the Super Bowl. Are they? Is it because of? It's more team effort. I ain't gonna say it's because of Darnold, but he does enough not to put them in too much harm's way for the most part. And then
Okay.
the defense does their due diligence. And Drake May has done outstanding for his second year and going strong. So again, same thing. He's almost looking like a young Tom Brady, in the sense of how Tom wasn't the focal point early on for the Patriots. It was
Hmm.
a team effort type thing. The defense did do their part, and Tom just did enough that he didn't mess up. So
Okay. James, what's your matchup that you're looking at most?
Well, I'm gonna be looking at the matchup for defense, of course, because we know Seattle really came in this game here with probably the top three defense in the regular season. I said top three because we had Houston and Denver. We had other electrifying defenses as well. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for the defenses because for New England, their defenses they're gonna have to play well. They're gonna have to, find ways to stop JSN. They're gonna have to probably double him up, whatever they gotta do, really kind of shut him down, slow him down. And then for Seattle, we know as a top defense like that, we expect your defense to show up. Because if your defense don't show up, New England, you know what I'm saying, they will score, they will put up points. So I don't see any reason why Seattle's defense is not gonna bring the heat and come like they've been doing all season. So I'm looking for that defensive matchup because the defense is going to determine who wins that this game Super Bowl, especially for New England, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you play great defense, you try to find ways to slow JSN, and then put pressure on their QB. I think it's going to be a hard thing for Seattle if that happens. So yeah, defensive matchup.
Okay, and I'm gonna stay right there where you are, James. That's pretty much what my number one thing I'm watching, and that is how both teams convert on third downs as far as defense. Who can get the ball back to the offense more? And if you were looking at that graphic on the screen that we got, so like they're pretty even, almost even. So the Seattle's defense, scoring defense is first, and then, so these defensive ranks are based on the regular season and including the playoffs. Their scoring defense, they're one. Patriots are two. Total defense, they're seventh. The total defense for the Patriots is second. Points per drive is second for the Seahawks. Points per drive is second for the Patriots. Yards per play is seventh. Yards per play is sixth for the Patriots. So, third down percentage is what I'm looking at most. So far, the Seahawks are ninth, and then the Patriots are third. So that's what I'm looking for the most. That matchup is when the defense is on third down. Who is going to get to the quarterback? Who's going to be able to get their team the offense, the ball back to the offense? So that's what I'm looking for most. So from there, we'll go ahead and go to our third question for this evening, and that is who is the X factor for the game for each team? And I'll start that one off. So my X factor is this guy on the left, and the graphic will show the one thing that's kind of glaring in these type matchups when you've had 2 weeks to kind of prepare for defensively, offensively, or which kind of game plan you're going to run. The one thing that stands out, and you've probably seen it as much as we've probably seen in the last few days of highlights between the two teams. The one thing that I think one of you guys just mentioned earlier about how I think CJ said it about how different may or similar Drake May is and how they run off his from what Tom Brady did when he was there when they went to Super Bowl. Drake May is that type of quarterback who can use his legs to get first downs. So he is going to be my X factor for for the New England Patriots, and that's using his legs to extend drives. Sometimes when the cornerbacks and safeties for Seattle are so great, linebackers included, that sometimes there may not be anything there, and take off with his legs and use his leg, get whatever it is, whether it's 7 yards, 10 yards to extend drives. My X factor for Seattle is going to be Rashid Shaheed. It's going to be him, whether that's through special teams making a play that sets up a scoring drive, or if we notice they haven't done it as much yet, but they're starting to get him more of the ball on offense. So if they're going to be double teaming JSN, I expect Rashid Shaheed to get the ball a lot more in this game. It could be on running plays, reverses. It could be a quick screen, but I'm expecting him to get the ball more to take the eyes off of JSN. So I go to CJ. What are your thoughts, man? Who is the X factor for you in the game?
All right. So some of the people well, I'll start with Seattle. For Seattle, my X factor over there is going to be I say Walker. Because as you look at these graphics, as you look at those graphics again with saying how Darnold is or whatnot, I think it's going to be so important to get the running game going for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get that running game going, again, that opens up the door for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to you're not going to be able to double JSN. You're
Right.
not going to be able to double any of those wide receivers if Walker gets going with screens,
Mm-hmm.
cutbacks, and just find if he's getting about 3-4 yards a click on a carry. Hey, that's going to be a problem right there. That's going to be a problem for them. So I think that's the way Seattle should approach the game. Go in trying to get your running game going, and I think that will help them. That'll let me know if it's going to go their way. Now, the Patriots side is exactly who you just said. It's going to be Drake May, and I can't say it's just going to be the defense. They got a solid defense, but defense is a team effort. I can't
Mm-hmm.
single any one person out. Defensive line do their part to put the pressure on the quarterback to help a corner or a linebacker be able to intercept or knock the ball down or something.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to the overall offense and everything going, it's just like you said, Drake May is going to be he is the engine.
Yep.
So if he can get himself going, like you said, he uses his legs. He uses his legs to run. He's smart. You see how many interceptions he threw? 10 out of 30, and he threw for what, 39,
Yeah,
35
35.
touchdowns?
Yep.
Yeah, that lets you know that he's not turning the ball over a whole lot, you know. So he knows to either throw it away or protect that ball. So again, he's shown that he is the focal point of the offense. It's now the scheme is where are they going to attack Seattle on their defense. So
All right. Wes, what's your X factor for both teams?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of him when it comes to Kenneth Walker III. Um, I think if he gets going, it's going to really take the pressure off of Sam Darnold and open up that game because Darnold is a lot of symmetry between Cousins and a game managing type player.
Yeah.
Uh, I see that, and that's what they will need, that run game going in order to find that success. But also on the defensive side for Seattle, my X factor is going to be the rookie South Carolina center, or sorry, safety. I'm going to butcher his last name, but I think it's
Eamon Warrior.
Amanaro or Amenor.
Eamon
Yeah.
Warrior. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I think that's going to be a big player for them. Hopefully, comes
Okay.
back and gets going.
Uh,
Now, the flip side of that
yeah.
with New England, I'm going to actually say the X factor is going to be another rookie, and that's going to be Will Campbell,
mm,
the OT. Um,
Okay.
that's only because he's going to have to play his very best this postseason. May's been sacked a league high 15 times. So I imagine, the Seahawks are well aware of that, and they're going to be coming after him, pretty, early and often. So he's going to have his A game, and then hopefully that'll um, help out May and do what he needs to do. But the X factor for offense for them, I'm not going to say it's May. I'm going to say it's a safety blanket, Hunter Henry. And if the OT starts slipping, if Campbell is, struggling, that's going to take his safety blanket away.
Hmm.
And he's going to have to come in and help the blind side. And that kind of takes him out of pass running and those dump plays.
Okay.
So, uh, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. And just to give you a little thought of that, this past week they said on the media, uh, Will Campbell said that his biggest fear is cats, not the Seahawks defense. Just want to throw that in
Well,
there.
I mean, if I gave up 15 sacks,
Yeah, be a little
I'd be
nervous,
a
right?
little nervous of veteran edge rushers such as Demarcus Lawrence, because that's who's
Oh
he's going
man,
to be
yeah.
going against.
Oh yeah. Leonard Williams as well. All right,
Mhm.
James, who's your X factor?
I about to say I like that option of Drake May being the X factor for New England, but that's not the route I'm going. I'm gonna say both running games really need to step up. Like for Seattle, Walker, he needs to have a great running game because you don't want to be one sided on one side of the ball because if you're predictable. You know what's gonna happen. It's hard to really do anything, especially, to get the ball passing game going if you're just one sided. So they open up that running game and so try to open up the pass playbook a little bit. Same thing for New England. I think they gotta because New England for predominant passing team and they know, but you're playing a great defense like Seattle. You can't be one sided. So you gotta have a good game on the backfield because I gotta say both of them because right now they spin the backfield anyway. I seen lately like towards the end of the season they went towards Ramon Stevenson more. So it don't matter which back they use. If they split 50-50, I think the backfield for New England have to have a solid game. They have to have a solid performance. They have to move that ball, and have that Seattle defense coming up in that box to stop the running game. If they can't run the ball, man, lights out. because I don't think Drake May can carve Seattle defense. Maybe he'll surprise us, but I just don't feel like he's gonna be able to carve a good defense like that. And I've seen Seattle's defense. I didn't really think they were that good, but then I started watching more towards the end of the season, and their defense is legit. It's on point. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Yeah. And one thing I will say, since you guys were saying something about the run game, uh, when it comes to New England, you got Henderson, uh, Ramondre Stevenson, and you got Travion Henderson. So you got to kind of like, both guys ready to go. I will say this, just a key point to note as we go to the next question. Sometimes we're probably forgetting the fact that Zach Charbonnet is not there, with a torn ACL for the Seahawks. They do have George Halani, who will be backing up Kenneth Walker III. We saw him a little bit in the last game, but I haven't seen a whole lot of him. So it's going to be amazing to see how much effort he can get in the game and how much they get out of him, whether it's passing plays or coming in and filling out for change of pace, and just to give Walker a break. All right, question number 4 as we go along for the Super Bowl. Question number 4 is, win or lose on Sunday, do you see the start of another dynasty with the Patriots should they win? Do you see it? CJ, do you see another dynasty for the Patriots if they happen to win tomorrow?
Um, I say right now, I would say no.
Say no? Okay.
I say no, just due to the fact that to go on a dynasty, I want you. You gonna have to show me more than you got to show me. So, like, if let's say they had won last year, and this was their second year going into it, and
Hmm.
you said, "Is this the start of a dynasty?" I would more be inclined to say yes, because they're coming back. They done it before, and they're going to do it again. Right now, you got a young quarterback that's on the cusp of doing something great at his age, but you've also had a coach that's been has been around the block. Now Vrabel's been around, but what does flow with him is defense. So do I see a dynasty? I can, but at this moment, I'm gonna say no. I want them to show me that they want it, and they're gonna have to prove it.
Okay. Wes, what do you say about it?
Yeah, as far as the Patriots, I think it's just going to be a really good team. I don't see a dynasty. If anyone has a chance of becoming that dynasty, I would flip it and say it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks,
Okay.
because they just seem to have all the right pieces right now, as far as young talent, and a lot of their players have. I think they can build off of that and have long, outstanding careers, and really do some damage there as far as dynasty goes. Um, that's just my take on. So I would say no to the Patriots, but they have some good pieces, and I think with Vrabel there now, the draft and all is just going to be better and better. But when you have success, what happens? You People start going after the OC, people start going after defense coordinator. They find themselves in these other places, positions,
Hmm.
and that can have a part too. But um, as far as the players go, I think if they stick around, I think Seattle has the best trajectory at becoming a dynasty at this point.
Okay. James, what do you say?
Well, I say definitely a no to that too. But the funny thing is, every time you look at a team, it's like what New England did, you didn't see a dynasty from the beginning, and you would never believe that it was a dynasty till they finally won the fourth or the fifth. Then like, oh my God, it is a dynasty. Because every year you
Yeah.
expect them to lose. Like, no, they can't carry this on. But I'm gonna say the same thing now. It's too early to really say
Yeah. Yeah.
dynasty right now. And honestly, I feel like the AFC, was a little bit weaker this year. Even
Hmm.
though with the uprising of Denver, and the Chargers, I think all these teams need a little bit more chemistry building together, and I think they'll be a lot better next year. So the AFC is going to be more competitive as these teams are really finding out their identity and seeing who they are. So yeah, that's going to be a challenge for New England to even make it back next year. So there you go.
I agree. I think everybody's on the same page with that. I don't think it's going to be a dynasty either. And the main reason is what you just said, James. The AFC for one, you got to deal with. Okay, you got New England there. Let's not forget in the same division you got Buffalo. All right. Well, in the AFC you also had Houston. They didn't even have their key running back the whole year. He was out uh pretty much the whole year. I mean, everybody was looking, even in fantasy, we was waiting on him to come back, but he wasn't there. So you don't know how it's gonna look with their offense. Will they be better next year? Will they play a lot better? You had the Broncos that was just right there. They could have won, but a quarterback went down. Uh, it was a low scoring game as well. It was in the snow. That can change. You got Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about him for a second. He's already got a dynasty there, and he's going to be looking to rebound. You got Joe Burrow, that's one of those guys. Is like, I'm pretty sure he's tired of hearing and seeing other teams make it, and he's not there. And he knows he's one of the greatest quarterbacks they got in the league. So I do think the AFC, no, I don't think it's going to be a dynasty. It's too many teams that are well coached on defense and have well coached and balanced offense and defenses that it's just going to go around to what team can get it going, who gets to jail and training camps, everything, and then just every year it starts the whole process over again. So I don't think we're gonna have that. Even Kansas City is starting to change as far as their players are maybe starting to move on and starting to retool some things. So I don't think we're gonna see a dynasty out of New England. All right,
Hey,
yeah, go ahead, go
hold
ahead.
on. I got a quick rebuttal.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I will say, which I'm gonna kind of go against you on this one though, I think that New England though, this will be the start of them going to the playoffs on a regular. Not so
Yeah,
much as a dynasty.
yeah.
I say on the regular. You said Buffalo, but Buffalo fired their head coach. Who knows what they're gonna be doing next year?
Oh,
Miami fired their head coach.
Yep.
Who knows what's gonna be? Jets fired their head. You see what I'm saying? So right now, New England looking like the best team out that whole division.
They
And so
do.
out that,
and
They
there's
do.
no disagreement there.
out,
There's
so
no
out of,
disagreement there
so
at
I can
all.
see them in this will be them in the playoffs on the regular.
Yeah.
But can they take the opportunity, like you said, to overcome the Joe Burrow, the boy in Kansas City?
Kansas City, you got the
Yeah, in Kansas
Broncos,
City, you know what I'm
you got the
saying?
Chargers.
And
I
then
mean,
you
it's just
got
so
the
many teams. Yeah.
then you got the Broncos, and then
And everybody
so
forgetting about the
everybody
Ravens,
got
like Lamar Jackson not there. He's still there too.
yeah. But it's,
Yeah.
again, Lamar falls to me. Lamar falls under the same sequence that the Bills are. You lost your head coach, so you don't know what direction they're going to go with now. So Lamar might. I don't know what's going to be going on for him, but I can see the Patriots now being in the playoffs on a regular though.
Mm.
That's what now I do
Yeah, that's
expect
true.
that.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
there's
look at
no
this.
disagreement there
Yeah,
because you think about dynasty is not about making the playoffs and being there. If that's the case, the Bills who went 4 Super Bowls in a row and didn't win, it
right,
would be a dynasty. So yeah, there ain't nobody say they ain't finna make the playoffs. They could make it every single year, but they ain't gonna be no dynasty winning championships like
Yeah.
they did before.
right. I agree. I agree. And the other thing I was just gonna make mention before we move on was that, I mean, look at what you have with these two coaches, right? Let me go back to it. So the one thing that you can say about these two coaches here is Mike McDonald. This is his second season there, right? He got there, he implemented what his style of play, his schemes. They bought in early, and they had the pieces. He was ready to go. Sometimes you can have coaches that get there, they had a piece already, but they're not, whatever it is, they're not gelling. They're not. Vrabel's, this is his first year. Now, he's not one of the ones that's new because he's been with the Tennessee Titans. However, they bought in early. He came in and brought some of the same things that he had with Tennessee. It just didn't work out that way. And this is this guy's second year Super Bowl. So, I mean, you never know how things can change. Uh, Injuries happen, and things just may not be the same that you're looking at this picture. You don't know how long that window is going to be open for. Is the main thing I'm saying. All right, so last question, and we're going to get everybody's take on it, and I want to get scores. So, who wins the Super Bowl tomorrow, and what is your final score? Wes, I'm gonna start with you, man. Who wins the game? And give me a prediction.
So I've been on this Patriots kick for a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be the Seahawks. I know the Seahawks are 4.5. They're 4.5 point favorites.
Yep.
And we know that, that doesn't mean anything, especially with Seahawks if you're familiar with history there. But
Hmm.
um, I'm going to give it to Seattle, and I'm going to say it's going to come down to special teams. And I think punt returns and all the field position is going to be very key. And their acquisition of Rashid, Shaheed, I think that was one of the best acquisitions in the NFL uh, during during that time. And I think he's going to play a big have some big plays in this game coming up. And I'm going with Seattle by 3, 17-14.
17-14, Seattle. All right. CJ, who's your prediction and what's the final score?
I'm gonna say Patriots
Patriots. Okay.
27-17.
27-17. All right. Got an MVP for that win for that winner? Got an MVP?
Drake May.
Drake May. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put May by here. Okay. All right. James, who you got, man? Who you got winning and what's your score?
Seattle 24-20.
Okay, say that one more time.
Seattle 24-20.
24-20. All right. I'm gonna give out a mine. He's not on the show today, but he did give his prediction. He's got Seattle winning 28-21. So I'm gonna put him down for that. And 28-21. My prediction is uh I've got the Seahawks winning, and I got it by a close one. I got it 31-28, Seattle. So we got one Patriots pick prediction. So somebody's gonna be looking
Y'all
kind of sad
expecting
tomorrow.
some offensive juggernauts going.
Yeah, I think as much as we're looking at the defenses of it, the one thing I'm looking at is that for at least for Seattle, if Eamon Warrior is really hurt, that can kind of passing. That can kind of. I mean, you got some guys that's hungry. Stephon Diggs, we forget that he wants it. His first time being there. You got people like JSN. He just won Offensive Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure he wants it. Rashid Shaheed, he just coming from the New Orleans Saints, man. This man's in the Super Bowl now. As you said with the trade, I thought, yeah, it was the best trade. It was not even close. It was the best trade they had. Having him, I figured that was what they needed. They needed another receiver on the other side of JSN to make things balance. But plus, you got another kicker with him where he can run kicks back, punts back, and so yeah. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be different, man. Anybody else have anything on that? What you about to say? Go ahead, CJ.
Go Patriots.
Go Patriots. Okay.
Hey man, I'm gonna sit over. I think I took into account, man. I mean, he gonna have to prove me wrong, and that's gonna be the head coach. A lot of times, most of these come down to your coaching, timely decision, timely. When to make that timeout, when to make adjustments. Vrabel, I would say, is more. I'm more solid with him than I am the other coach.
Okay.
So that was kind of the deciding factor for me was very Vrabel. I
Yeah.
think it is going to be defensive. I think it's going to stay defensive, and I think it's going to kick off probably in the second half. It's going to probably look like a defensive game the first half, and the second half is going to open some floodgates.
That's what I'm taking, man. I'm thinking it may be even like a 10-7 score, something low. or even it could be 10-10 or something like that, about a half. But I think they're gonna open it up in the third quarter. They're gonna get all that scripted plays. They're gonna be like, all right, let's go. Let's just go full throttle and let's try to go after it and get it. That's what I'm expecting. All right, man. So that'll be
Myers,
it.
50 plus yarder for the win.
Hey, yeah, that's it for me at least. Yeah, that's it for me. And the people over here, and I'm gonna say this, the people over here in Seattle will be, you'll hear fireworks for days. I don't know if you guys been out here, but once they win the game, that's one thing we see around here. I don't know how it is down there for you, James, in Vancouver, Washington, but over here in the Bonnie Lake around Seattle area, they let the fireworks go. The Patriots are not the only ones shooting the cannons off.
Hey man, I was there. I was there in Seattle when they lost.
Oh man, oh
So
man.
trust me.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is their time yet, neither. So I don't think it is.
Well,
But
and
it's all
I'll say
right.
that another thing I'm forgetting. Everybody does know if New England does win, though, they would be the league leading with 7 Super Bowl wins. They're tied right now with
With
the
Dallas?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, with Pittsburgh.
Yes.
How many did Dallas have?
I don't know if Dallas got maybe 5. Like, give me a second. I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah, I thought Dallas was leading, but okay.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Super Bowl. No, so it's both of them that share 6 is New England and Pittsburgh. Dallas and the San Francisco 49ers each have 5.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Each of them
Wow.
have 5.
Go
Yep.
Patriots. Wow.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So it'd be interesting, man. The Patriots be able to rub it into all the other people, especially the Steelers and whatnot, if they should they win. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us and watching Level Up Sports Talk. Continue to subscribe to us, like us, continue to watch the videos. We'll continue to put more content out there as we can. And until the next time we meet up again, level up.
Level up, fellas.
All right,
Later.
guys. Peace.